This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 374, season 15. Today's date is October 19th, 2024, and welcome to the show. On today's program, I'm going to talk about my memories of children's vitamins from the 1970s, some that I took and some I remembered, seeing them in stores from TV commercials and magazine ads and newspaper ads. Also do a tribute to actress, singer, and dancer Mitzi Gaynor. And she passed away this week. So this will be an interesting program. I will begin, but first the show will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by RC100 Cola. I remember this one. It's a commercial from 1980. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with this show, folks. Thank you.
What's so exciting about RC100 Cola?
Nothing.
RC100's got nothing.
Nothing.
No sugar and no caffeine.
Nothing but taste.
RC100's got nothing.
It's like nothing I've ever seen.
If you haven't tasted caffeine-free RC100,
You ain't tasted nothing yet.
RC100's got nothing. It's got nothing but taste.
Thanks for nothing.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for RC100 Cola. This commercial is from 1980. If you don't remember this cola, I will tell you what it was. It was a soft drink. It had no caffeine, less than 1 calorie, like we have now, some of them. And that was introduced in 1980, and it lasted about 7 years, about 1987. I remember when I was a kid, I tried it, and it was all right. Reminds me of Diet Right, which incidentally is on the market. You know, Diet Right's been around since the 60s, and they have one with no caffeine, no sugar. It has sodium. That's all right. Recently, I went to the grocery store and bought some, and it's okay, if you're dieting like that. Now they have Zero, Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero. Now they have, I just bought a case of 7-Up Zero. I haven't tried it yet. Now see how that tastes, because 7-Up is very sweet. As for the regular RC, it's loaded with sugar. Oh my God. I haven't had RC Cola since I was a teenager. And the last I look at the ingredients. I was at a gas station one time and I took a look and it had 200 calories. It's like, whoa. No, I love colas. I really do. Some people say soda's bad for you. Yeah, it is. But, once in a while, I would like a nice cold drink, to satisfy my thirst. I want to quench my thirst, but water's fine. Water is boring most of the time, but you want something different. Some healthy people say, add a little something. Add salsa water, add lemon. Okay, I get it. I still want soda once in a while. Look at it this way. I'm not drinking a milkshake. So, in moderation, that is the key. I've always said that helps. That helps. Okay. Take it from Pete. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about the children's vitamins of the 1970s. So I'll talk about my memories and which ones I used. Also, I'll talk about actress and singer and dancer Mitzi Gaynor. Before I get started, I want to mention one thing. This past week on Van Chicagoland, I posted 2 posts that were very, very popular. One was Farrell's ice cream. I posted this before. I did a podcast episode about that, and I was going to do it again, but I found something else, so that's okay. Maybe some other time. I went once or twice where it was located at the Fort City Shopping Mall in the late 1970s and early 80s. I went there, with a couple of friends. We had ice cream. They had the trough, the zoo. I just had regular ice cream because I love ice cream. I know a couple of people from my high school that worked there, and they enjoyed it. And when you had a birthday, your parents took you there, and the employees saying happy birthday. Excuse me, blah, blah, blah. They saying happy birthday and around your table, and they bring you whatever you wanted. It was cool. I don't know about the food. I don't remember that. Like burgers and sandwiches. Not really. I just went for ice cream, and it was so good. It was very good. They had other locations. One was in Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, and the other one was in North Riverside Mall in North Riverside, Illinois. I don't know if it was anywhere else. I don't think so. It was originally from the West Coast. California had them, Oregon. I don't know about Arizona. Yeah, I think Arizona had them. I don't think they closed the last one about a few years ago, something like that. I saw that somewhere. It's like Blockbuster. But no, they're no longer in business. I don't know exactly when Farrell's opened in Fort City. I think like 76, 77, something like that. And I used to hear talk about it in my old neighborhood, in high school, and, a few friends of mine asked me, Pete, let's go. All right. I went. I forgot to ask my brothers if they went there, that is. I'll ask them later. Okay. The second thing I want to talk about is John's Frozen Pizza. I found an ad from 1974. They introduced 2 new flavors. One was deluxe pizza, which means they had a lot of toppings like peppers, green onions, sausage, you name it. The other one was a deluxe sausage. I don't know if my mom bought that one. She usually bought cheese or sausage. Cheese was good. They had hamburger pizza. She bought that too. That was pretty good. Either you loved it or you hated it. It was still okay. It was tasty. Some people said, it's just cardboard with ketchup and chewy cheese. And that was fine for a kid, that is. People love the memories of watching, of eating this while watching Creature Features on Saturday nights on WGN TV Channel 9. That's a great memory. I never did this, but one memory I had is like my mom used to buy it, and we would have it for dinner, or if we invited a kid from our block, and we have some. So, one time my brother just borrowed one and took it to his friend's house, and they ate it. My mom didn't like that. Oh, well, that's all right. It's funny. John's was around for a long, long time. I think since the 60s, all the way to the early 80s, and then gone. Their manufacturing plant was in Chicago Heights. I think on Joe Ord Road, something like that. I miss it. That was Chicago. Not the Chicago-style pizza that we all know, but that's what it was. Okay. Right now, talk about the children's vitamins of the 1970s. There were a few of them on the market. Some are still on the market. I think a couple. So I'm going to talk about that because when I was a kid, you're supposed to, under doctor's advice, they tell our parents, the kids should get vitamins in the morning like that. Not like today they is gummy bears and chewables and stuff like that. Okay. Now, the ones that I remembered, one was called Pals, and it featured, I'll tell you what they featured, which is kind of funny. They featured a dog, a cat, a fish, a turtle, and I think a owl like that. Yeah. I think so. I don't know if I think there was a squirrel like that. I think there was, yeah. And so Pals was introduced I believe 1969, something like that. And I remember the commercials when I was very, very little. And not only they sold vitamins, they had some sort of, they had soap. They sold soap, and they had like different shapes of that with the animals. And I remembered this very well. I don't know if one bar of soap, I think one bar of soap came with the package. You get it free. It's a sampler, that's what it was. Excuse me. Also, see, so also they had a clubhouse. So I think you had to send in some money or I don't know, maybe something from the packaging, and then they would send this to your home, and you would assemble this clubhouse in your house. And well, that's never happened to me, but I remember the commercials of that, and that looked kind of cool. Have your own clubhouse like that. So that part lasted about, I'm not sure, maybe a few years, and then it just disappeared like that. Okay. Other vitamins they had were, I'll tell you in a moment. Okay. They had Bugs Bunny vitamins. That was in the 70s. I think they still, I don't know if they still do. Nah, probably not. The other vitamins they had was called Chox. Okay, it was a multivitamin that was in I think the late 50s and early 60s and then early 70s. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I don't think my mom bought this. Maybe she did. So that was heavily advertised on television. I remember it, like on Saturday mornings, with the cartoons like that. And then Bugs Bunny was a spokesperson, Spokes Bunny. And then they got rid of the Chox. They did that. Okay. They also did, one was called Monster Vitamins. That was during the 70s. They were shaped like monsters. I never had those. My mom never bought them, but I remember seeing the commercials, and I remember seeing the product of that. And that was interesting. Okay. There was another type of, another brand, called Zest Tabs. I think that was from the 50s, maybe the 60s or 70s. I sort of remembered those, but Mighty Mouse was on them. So I never had those here. So that's okay. I don't know if one a day vitamins were for children. I don't know if they came out with that. I don't remember. I don't think so. Now, I saved the best for last. I think I did. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so the other one was Flintstones vitamins. And that came out, let's see. I have an article here from the Saturday Evening Post. And they have 5 facts about Flintstones vitamins. So this was an interesting article. I read this. And so they were introduced in 1968. Yeah, very late. I think right after, about a couple of years after the program ended. So it was very popular, and it's still around. So Then, so I remember the commercials very well. They advertised on Saturday mornings, during the afternoons when I watch cartoons, on Channel 9, Channel 32, or Gilligan's Island, Speed Racer, Magilla Gorilla, maybe, I don't know about Channel 44, maybe, I don't think so. But, during that time. So it was all over the airwaves like that. They had the characters like Fred, Wilma, Barney, Dino. They also had the Flintmobile, the car that Fred drove. Over time, they added Pebbles, Bam Bams, and the Great Gazoo, which he appeared on the last season. A lot of people didn't like that guy. I thought he was hilarious. He was voiced by Harvey Korman. And anyway, the only person that was obviously missing was Betty, Betty Rubble. She was not in it. No. Here's the reason why. It says here that one reason that Betty's insanely small waist led to a lot of broken vitamins in testing. So there was a guy. He was in a band. He named the group. He was a musician. His name was Betty's Not a Vitamin. That's funny, like that. So anyway, but you know what? When the movie version was released in 1994, and Rosie O'Donnell played Betty, they brought Betty to the Flintstones Vitamin, and that's great. And Rosie O'Donnell was saying, "Why isn't Betty in this?" And she got it. And so in December of 1995, Betty replaced the Flintstones car. Yay, that's great. Oh, that's wonderful. And now, for my memories of taking the vitamins, the only one I took was the Flintstones vitamins mostly. I don't remember taking Chalks. Maybe my mom bought it once somewhere, but she always bought Flintstones vitamins. And every time she gave me one or I would take one, I would hope which one I wanted. It was like a toss up. I cheated a little bit, but no, she was there and she goes, "No, here's the vitamin you take. Here's Fred. You can take Barney or the Flintmobile or take Wilma." All right, that's fine. It came in a lot of flavors. I don't remember the flavors. They were tasty, but they were good for you, like that. And my brothers did that, so we took one per day, and then we stopped. And then as you get older, you take vitamins for older people, which I do now. I take a multivitamin and a B12 supplement. I need it every day. So. And so, like I said before, they're still around. Some are chewable, some are not. Yeah, or they're like gummy bears and all that. And they still advertise Fred. So you still see them on that. And I forgot what the logo, not the logo, the iconic theme song. And they always have a familiar jingle, and it goes, "We are Flintstones, kid, 10 million strong and growing." That's pretty good, and it's still used to this day, so that's cool. That really is. Okay, right now I'm going to play a commercial, and this is for Pals Vitamins from 1969. It features all the animals, and then when I come back, I'll talk about actress Mitzi Gaynor, and I'll do a tribute to her. Okay. So sit back and relax and listen to the commercial for Pals Vitamins. Thank you.
I say we Pals animal-shaped vitamins should paint our new clubhouse yellow.
Yellow?
Yellow's lemony, like me.
I'm for lime. That's why I'm green. How about orange?
Cherry's my favorite flavor. I think pink.
Their flavors are very nice, but grape's the greatest.
And Mother, each Pals contains 10 important vitamins and no cyclamates. Pals and Pals Plus Iron are the only animal-shaped vitamins.
Pick your flavor.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Pals Vitamins. I'm just double checking if I've forgotten anything. No, I don't think so. I haven't forgotten anything. So, That's kind of cool. I don't know if the Pals vitamins made stuffed animals. Maybe. I don't remember. Never mind. Okay. Right now I'm going to talk about Mitzi Gaynor. Now, Mitzi Gaynor, she died on October 17, 2024. She was an actress, singer, dancer. Oh, very talented lady. And the reason I'm talking about this is that she was born in Chicago. I don't know where, but she was born on September 4th, 1931. Then she, I think she moved to Elgin, and then they went to Detroit. And then at the age of 11, she moved to Hollywood. And then she trained as a ballerina as a child. So that's where she got her dancing experience. And then she was singing and dancing with the Los Angeles Civic Light Opera Company. And that's great. That's wonderful. So she started her movie career at the age of 17. And she was in a lot of musicals. And she was paired with musical stars, Someone Sweet Knave. And so her first musical was in 1950 called My Blue Heaven. And then she started in dramas and, all through the 50s and the 60s. And she started in a famous movie called Golden Girl. And there was a comedy called We Are Not Married. And then she was in Bloodhounds of Broadway. And there were others, of course. And then one of her most popular films was There's No Business Like Show Business, written by Irving Berlin, which the song is famous for. Ethel Merman. She sang that. Also, she sang on the movie and on Broadway. And it starred Ethel Merman, Dan Daly, Marilyn Monroe. She was in it, Donna O'Connor, and Johnny Ray. So then one of the other famous musicals was a remake of Anything Goes that started with Bing Crosby, Donna O'Connor, and others. And it was loosely based on a musical by Cole Porter. And I saw that movie. That was pretty good. That was a great movie. I saw lots of musicals on TCM, as a kid. And now you just can't take our eyes off of her because she's so good, Her third film was The Joker as well, based on a biopic of Joey Lewis that starred Frank Sinatra. I saw that, and she was great in that. I saw that on Channel 9 on the 10:30 movie. Of course, her biggest role was South Pacific, written by Rodgers and Hammerstein. And she starred as Ensign, I think that's how you pronounce it, Nellie Forbush. And that movie was awesome. And one of her famous songs was, I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. I love that bit. And you know what they did? They did a commercial like in the 70s or 80s, something for hair, either for shampoo or hair coloring. I'm going to wash that. I think it was hair coloring. I'm going to wash that gray right out of my hair. That's where they got it from. Like that. Anyway, one notable thing about Mitzi Gaynor, she was on the same night where the Beatles appeared on their second appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. She was there, and so she performed there. I don't know if she met the Beatles, maybe. I don't know. Possibly, like that. And she recorded albums, and then she continued to act, and she appeared in Las Vegas, did nightclubs, concerts, she was busy lady. And then she was a columnist for the Hollywood Reporter during the 90s. So, she worked up almost to the end like that. And so she was interviewed a lot on television and movies and like that. And so what's funny about this, I posted about, her death, about a couple of days ago. Remember, a lot of people remembered her, from her movies, from the musicals, and then she was a sweet, lovely lady, and she was that. She truly was. I remember seeing her on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, in the late 60s, and she was funny like that. So TCM plays her, that's Turner Classic Movies. They play her movies all the time. So I'm sure they're going to have a marathon of her movies, and they'll show, I think, an interview. She did an interview years ago. She'll talk about her career. If you can catch it, do a search on your television or on the internet, and maybe you can find it. I'll try to find it. Maybe I'll watch it because it sounds fascinating, about her career. Maybe she has some trivia and some dirt, about the movies, about people. Maybe. I don't know. Good. We'll see. But, movie musicals are, they're dead. They're not very popular as it once was. The last one I saw was Grease, I think, in 1978 with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. The second sequel of Joker, I can't say the other part, the sequel, they did a musical, and I heard it was a bomb. It didn't do very well. So I seen the first one. It was pretty good. My brother warned me not to watch it because it's kind of violent, and I said, it's all right. It was okay. It was a good movie, the first one. But the second one, it's with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I heard she was good in that, but they did a musical. So you have to be the judge. You have to be the judge for yourself to see if you like the movie or not. Some people may not like it. As comic book fans like myself, I intend to see it, and see how it is. Because Joaquin Phoenix is good. He's a wonderful Joker. All right, so I'm getting off subject like that. Okay. So if you happen to watch TCM over the weekend or just check the schedule, maybe you can catch one of her films. I don't know when it's scheduled. I haven't had a chance to look. Watch a movie with her. She just brightens up your day. That's nice. It really is. Okay. So that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talk about. I talk about my memories of children's vitamins in the 1970s, like, for example, Pals, Flintstones, Zest Tabs, Chalks, Bugs Bunny, you name it. Also, I talk about my tribute to actress, singer, and dancer Mitzi Gaynor. This podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are found, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast. If you tap one of those apps on your devices, tap subscribe, you'll get the latest episode. You'll receive a notification. You can listen to previous podcast episodes that I recorded if you'd like, as you wish. Also, it'll be published on my blog, vanishchicagoland.blog. Also, it's on my YouTube channel again and again. People ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? You can find it on YouTube. Do a search, Vanish Chicagoland Stories, or my name, Pika Sans. You will find it. Click subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. You'll receive a notification of the latest episodes. You can listen to previous episodes that I have done for the past 3 years. Almost, yeah. Yeah, 3 years, 3.5, actually. Anytime you want. Also, it'll be shared on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and what's the other one? TikTok. Yeah. So you can listen to those. Okay. So that's it. And I will do another podcast episode perhaps tomorrow. We will see. I probably will. Okay, so this is Pika Sash, your host for Vanish Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. Today is a lovely day. It's going to be in the 70s. I might go for a walk. We'll see about that. I said that. I mentioned that earlier in my social media account. because it's lovely. And then, so just enjoy the weekend, and I'll probably be back tomorrow, do another episode. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music with Ray Rayner saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.